The year is 1943. The tide of war has turned against Germany. In the desperate final chapters of the conflict, a clandestine branch of the SS establishes a top-secret research division, known only as Abteilungsdieben Department 7. Their chilling mission: to weaponize the occult. Deep within this division, an even darker project festered, codenamed Nachtgeist, or the Night Spirit. Publicly, its purpose was to study human perception in total darkness. Privately, its scientists were attempting to tear a hole in reality and contact something on the other side. Years later, after the war, villagers from the surrounding areas would tell allied investigators of strange occurrences. They spoke of nights when the mountains themselves seemed to breathe, emitting low, grinding sounds like immense gears turning deep within the earth. There were no lights, no visible signs of activity, just an unsettling, pervasive feeling of being watched by an unseen intelligence. The source of this dread was a fortified bunker hidden deep inside one of the peaks. Inside this facility was a chamber known as Der Spiegelraum, the mirror room. Its walls were constructed from massive slabs of polished black obsidian, and at its heart sat a single, solitary chair. Here, prisoners of war were strapped down, their eyes forced open, compelled to stare into their own reflections for days on end. As they sat, powerful electromagnetic pulses were fired into the chamber, designed to shatter the very boundary between the mind and the physical world, to force the emergence of what the project's leader called the shadow self. The research logs from Nachtgeist grew increasingly strange and disjointed. Notes began appearing in ancient, forgotten languages that none of the staff recognized. The margins were filled with disturbing sketches of humanoid figures with empty sockets where their eyes should have been. And then came the final, terrifying entry, scrawled in a panicked hand: "Contact made." The reflection moves on its own. When Allied forces finally broke into the bunker in 1945, they found it sealed shut from the inside. There were no survivors. Every recording device, however, was still active, filming the silent, empty rooms. But on the polished obsidian walls of the mirror room, something was wrong. In the dark, reflective glass, a faint, shadowy form could be seen, still twisting and moving on its own. The tapes were immediately confiscated by U.S. intelligence, and nearly all of them were destroyed. But one reel, labeled Test 5 Subject 13, somehow survived, resurfacing decades later in a private collection. The grainy footage shows a man sitting motionless in the chair. He stares blankly forward, and then, slowly, impossibly, his reflection begins to smile. As the film flickers, a faint whisper can be heard, a disembodied voice from the darkness, saying, "He's still inside." Thanks for watching. If you enjoy exploring the darker side of history, make sure to like this video and subscribe for more stories from the archives. See you next time.